Welcome everybody to this Christmas demonstration for 2020. Although we have COVID, Christmas is not cancelled. So bringing you a demonstration for you to enjoy at home whilst you're getting ready for Christmas as well. I've prepared some mechanics, and underneath the A shape is a metal stand, and I've covered this with some reindeer moss. That's something that the reindeer scrape away at the ground in the winter time and feed on that. Now I've purchased that. You can't just go out and collect it, but it gives this wonderful texture to it. It's quite a rough texture and complements the bark within the design. I've extended the design sideways using lots of twigs. I love going out foraging for twigs. It's brilliant, especially when it's been windy. So we've got silver birch twigs in there, we've got white spread twigs that I've collected from trees, some large twigs with the tiny little cones, real essence of Christmas. And I've cable tied those on to the framework. So you've got this movement going across the design. I've already put in some little tiny calla lilies. These have all been purchased from the supermarket off a plant, and they're inserted into glass test tubes, which can be quite difficult to see once you've got them into a design, but they've been attached using some white paper covered wire. And we've got a star at the top of the tree, so I'm just going to turn that round so I've got the front of the design towards me. We've also got a little bit of the variegated holly in there, so some real Christmassy foliage, the variegated holly. So we have some beautiful, fragrant, lovely freesias, and I love freesias. They're very versatile, they're a really good cut flower. So we're going to bring those through the design. And freesias, of course, come in all sorts of different colours. Yellows and pinks and mauves and reds. But as I said, as a cut flower, they do last really well. And they contrast quite nicely with the calla lilies. Now I've actually put the calla lilies in ready. Normally I would put water into the test tubes, but for the purpose of this demonstration I haven't put the water in just yet, but I will put them in after I've finished so we don't get lots of spillage of water. So how are your preparations for Christmas going? And things certainly will be different this year, won't they? And I'm sure lots of us will be Zooming, maybe on Christmas Day, and we've had to really embrace the technology, haven't we? And as we've not been able to meet at flower clubs and see our flowery friends, it's been very difficult. But I know lots of you out there have been using technology to connect with people and have meetings and committee meetings within flower clubs. So if nothing else, COVID has really brought on our technology skills, hasn't it? So just bringing those through the design. A lovely freesia. Now we're going to stick with the same palette. So we're sticking with the whites. And I've got this wonderful snowberry. This is a deciduous shrub. It's got these fabulous berries on it. It berries in the winter, these white berries, and it is actually related to the honeysuckle. And that's a fabulous contrast to the other forms within the design. We'll just take those out so I can get at those a little bit better. And some of the berries are really quite large in there. Now, if you have these in your garden, you'll know that they do have leaves on. They tend to lose the leaves because they're deciduous, but I've actually taken These did have leaves on, but I've actually taken them off because they're a little bit nondescript, and I wanted you to be able to see those beautiful pendulous berries. They're absolutely gorgeous. And of course, in the wild, they will feed the grouse and the pheasants and the quail. So they're really useful in the countryside to feed some of our wild birds. And some of these large berries look almost too good to be true, but don't be tempted to taste them, because they are poisonous to us humans. So I don't know how your preparations for Christmas are going. I certainly have to be using the internet for shopping, and our postman and delivery service, they're being quite busy, but so that's good for some people, isn't it? But I'm certainly looking forward to hopefully next year when we can all meet together again in our flower clubs. But hasn't it been fantastic, the demonstrations that we've been able to see online, and we've really enjoyed those. So I'm going to pop through the design now, some beautiful white roses, again supermarket roses, and you can get a decent number in a bunch from the supermarket. And people often ask me, what's your favourite flower? And I have to say it is the rose. I love it for all its variety, its perfume, its colour. You can get spray roses, the big, large head roses. Such variety, absolutely delightful. And they are really a good cut flower. If you look after them and give them flower food, you're going to get at least 10 days from them. So, you know, that's long lasting in terms of your cut flower. So just bringing those roses through the design and just complementing all the winter whites in there. Normally we have a family gathering at Christmas, but I don't think that will be happening this year, so we'll have to look at other ways that we can meet up online and enjoy each other's company that way. Now I'm just going to finish the design by putting a couple of the Senecio leaves in. Again, just sticking with those silvery whites, and this is just growing in the garden and has overwintered really well. So we'll just pop a couple of those in. I don't think it really needs a great deal more into the design, but the leaves are soft and again different texture, so I'll just turn those round. You can see that. So hopefully by next year things will be getting back to normal and we'll all be able to meet up with our friends at flower clubs and enjoy our demonstrations again. But in the meantime, we can use the internet to connect to each other. And as I'm finishing this design now, I'd like to wish you all a very happy Christmas and all good health for 2021. Thank you.